What's going on? It's been a while. I've been MIA for a while, but I think it's a good time now to actually do an update. Um, where have I been? What I've been up to? Things have been good this past few months. I ended up completely shutting down my sales training program. I signed two clients for my sales management firm. The client that I have right now, I should probably create a video soon on this. Ended up doing 107K within our first full month together. It was I have the numbers here. It's like 84% in revenue increase. Then the month after that, we increased it again to roughly around 150K. So safe to say, we've been in the trenches, right? So, let me share this to you guys so you guys know what I'm talking about. Here you go. This is what I've been doing. June 56, July 2025 107. Then on August we did 143. I can't scroll down that because I didn't block out the name of the client that I have due to NDA stuff. I can't really share it to you guys too much, but yeah, I mean, I've been working on that, built out a really good sales team for the offer. It's a consulting offer, right? And yeah, man, and this is the main thing I've been doing. But key takeaways I've been having this past few months, and my main focus is just genuinely mastering the skill set and the craft that I have in front of me. Instead of focusing on the outcome, I am now simply detaching myself from the outcome, but just focusing on the inputs and the quality of the inputs I'm putting in. And I've been listening to this book called Reality Transurfing, and it simply talks about the realities based off of your intentions, your decisions throughout the day, what you think about, the congruency of what you say, what you think, your thoughts. And that's the biggest focus on me right now is I I am on a season that it's not about making more, but internally digging deeper to have more depth of confidence when I speak in front of the camera, when I make impact within the people, within my environment, close proximity wise. So when I record a video, I can show up 100% for you, for the people that's watching, and not just wasting your time watching this video. And you might be feeling something along the lines of, okay, it's been 9 months in. There's a few months left. There's 3 months left, right? Like, okay, well, 9, 10, 11, 12. 4 months left of the month, right? Of the year. And you're wondering to yourself, where did all those time go? I don't know if you felt it, but this year went by extremely fast. And maybe you feel like you haven't progressed to where you want to be at in life right now. And I think one of the biggest commonalities for guys like us in our age that's watching videos like this, trying to make money, trying to make a living for themselves online, going through this entrepreneurship path, that it's not a linear growth. And right now, the way I'm observing things, we're in a season of seeing who sticks it out. Majority of people gets a first wind of wind, they get a couple of setbacks, and they go back to the regular normal 9 to 5 job, which is not a problem, but that's the sole reason why this is entrepreneurship. This is not guaranteed path to success. It's a lot of ups and downs, but that's what I'm trying to love and learn to love. is the times I'm at right now, right? I mean, it wasn't a bad month last month. I just made roughly in the north of like 12 grand, roughly around there. And I don't know. I mean, I just detach myself on the results that I get. I think the biggest thing is just being obsessed with the quality of work I have. And there's this story about this Japanese guy in Tokyo that has a 3-star Michelin star named Jiro Ono. I actually want to pull it up so you guys know who I'm talking about. Jiro Ono. Let's go to my screen. It's this guy right here, Jiro Ono, 3-star. So this guy right here has been a chef for insanely long. I started being a sushi master, a sushi chef at the age of 9 years old, right? I think there's a Netflix show I haven't watched yet. And he's 85 years old. And the craziest part is he is so long term vision and he's so meticulous of what he does, right? And there's this found out about this guy because there was a podcast I was listening to called Founders, and it was simply talking about how do you measure and what do you use to measure success. And the only way you can measure success is by the time on how long they've been in the game and if they've kept it up based off of how long it is. It's not how fast you get there, but can you be at good quality and the best for a long time? And what's happening right now in social media and marketing in general is people tend to just think about, hey, I want this now. I want this in 6 months. I want this in 2 months. I want this in a week. I want this in a month. I want I want this in 14 weeks. I want this in 3 months. And that doesn't sit right to me because you want to get to your goals, but you don't want the pain, you don't want the suffering that comes within it. How is it then worth it if you don't put the effort that you need to make it satisfactory? The reason why going to the gym feels good after is because the suffering and the painful tearing of your muscles so you can get the outcome of having a more defined muscle. A lot of people want quick fixes, but they don't want to put the work in. They want to live the lifestyle, but they don't want the work. How does that make sense? And for me, like I said, the biggest thing I want to talk about in this video is being able to love the game. And that's the trick a lot of people forget about on being successful. I'm 23 years old. If you're watching this, I'm assuming you're in the same age as me as well. Nothing takes everything that is good takes time, and everything that is fast you should be concerned about. I mean, the biggest thing is there's so many one night one hit wonders. But if you were to look at all of the century old companies, what are the principles they've had? And why don't you apply that into your life? There's two paths. I mean, either or, it's not bad, but it's just what type of legacy do you want to leave behind in this world? But yeah, I mean, this is a Rocky Cut scene, and I feel like a lot of people forgets that there are seasons like this in entrepreneurship. But this is why I love it. That's why it's so enjoyable because of these seasons like this. But if I were to just have a key takeaway of this past few months is just enjoying and being grateful of the opportunity that you have in front of you because it could be taken away anytime. Someone from a third world country, someone from another place that doesn't even have the same opportunity as you are, not even exposed with the same ideas as you, would die to be in a situation like you. It doesn't even matter if you feel like you're behind. Because you know it, like, let's imagine this, let's play this out. You have internet, you have food in your table, you have roof over your head. It's not bad. There's someone out there that doesn't even have a roof over their head. They have to literally choose from going to school or working so they can have food. Life is not hard in the grand scheme of things. It's simply your choice and your perspective that's causing you to feel behind. Because if you just extend the time horizon of where you want to get to, you'll eventually get there if you just simply show up every single day and have the best inputs that you can do that day. I think people get so caught up on, I put so much effort in and I didn't get anything out in return of that. That I mean, if you want stability, then go ahead, get a 9 to 5 job, bro. Go work, climb a ladder, corporate job. Why are you looking at entrepreneurship thinking that it's a linear path? The reason why we're in entrepreneurship is to have a home run hit, to know that the odds of us is we have a betting chance of keep hitting the ball and eventually we'll get a home run. Whereas if you were in a corporate job, you keep hitting the ball, but you don't get a chance to do a home run. Maybe you get a 5% increase in your salary in 5 years or like in a year, but you're capped at that. But that's what's fun about entrepreneurship. Everything and everyone is right until proven wrong by that one home run that you hit. And you become a success overnight. And that's the reason why I'm recording this video too, is I'm not successful. I'm not there yet, but in my mind I'm already there. In my mind, the actions that I'm putting out and showing up every single day is the same action that I'm going to be doing when I'm running a 9-figure company. It's just simply my reality, my physical reality is just simply catching up. That's simply what it's doing. But maybe I'm a delusional, but what can you do? Is running a 7-figure business or 8-figure business, 9-figure business, whatever figure business it is, what are the chances of it being successful sustainably for a very long time? Very slim. So, what do you need to do to get there? You need to be a bit delusional for you to get there. Not a bit, but you need to be extremely delusional if you want delusional results. Why do you keep subscribing with the dogma of this society where they keep getting mediocre results when you're trying to do something extraordinary? Doesn't make any sense. So why do you think that putting the same work ethic and effort is going to be the same exact thing if you're trying to become successful and get insane results? Makes absolutely zero sense. That's why, for me, what's keeping me grounded right now is by simply focusing on the task at hand and putting quality inputs instead of focusing on outputs and the results I'm getting. because I know that's going to come eventually, and God is going to reward me for it because I am patient. Because victory is not yours, that's God. When even if you don't want to become victorious at this very moment, but if God wants you to become victorious, be prepared. Funnily enough, every time God wants you to become victorious, to represent in His will, financially, right, societally, in your role as a leader, as a man, you're gonna get challenged. And the time that God's want you to step into that role of a leader is typically a time that you're not prepared to be a leader. But that shows that, again, victory is God, and you're simply a vessel. And that idea gives me so much peace of mind. And I guess that's what I've been journaling about this past few months is victory is yours, victory is God's. I am simply a vessel to glorify His name, and may His name glorified through me. So, again, everyone has different lines, but you have to enjoy this very moment. This is the moment that everybody looks back into, and it's fun. This is not like an inspirational thing, but this is the reality of doing business online, where, or even just in entrepreneurship in general, where the industry is extremely volatile. This is it. This is reality. But I love it. This is nothing to, again, this is a reality check. If you want to get into this, if you genuinely want to get the results, if you want to become the man that you want to be, there needs to be some type of congruency of what you do, what you say, what you think, but it all starts on what you think. And then not expecting anything overnight, but just simply showing up and doing the best and being the most self critic about yourself. Being borderline perfectionist within your craft, mastering your craft, that's what's important. Because once a skill set is undeniably there, the result will follow. It's not it's not overnight. Don't think it is. And be grateful it's not, because how is it worth it if it's overnight? This is where it gets this is where everything gets separated. This is where you get separated from the good to the great. This is where Kobe showed up every single day, put the shots up, whereas everyone parties when they went on a win, right? One of my sales guys asked me the other day. I told him like, "Hey, let's do some training today," and, and he told me like, "Bro, I didn't change anything in my process. You know, I'm good already." I'm like, "Yeah, well, you know, Steph Curry doesn't say I dropped 50 points last night. I don't think I should put up the shots that I'm gonna take on the practice that I have. They're still gonna show up the next day, and they're still gonna put the same shots that they've put up to prepare themselves from the very next night for a game night. Even if that night is worse, right? It's the same inputs and quality inputs. And a lot of people get that so disconnected is they think that just because simply you put in something already that you're deserving of something, just simply because you've done it for a stint of time, that doesn't have it. Winning doesn't work like that. If you're watching this, I hope you found something valuable in this video, and I'm rooting for you. Focus on inputs. The result is gonna come, but don't just put inputs, but do quality inputs. Right? All right. Well, gents, ladies and gents, if there's any ladies there, I hope you find this valuable. I'll see you in the next one. And as always, Be a creator, not a consumer. Create something today that will inspire you and others. Peace out.